Welcome back, listeners. We are here again. The James Kane Experience, where it goes down every Saturday between the hours of 4 and 5 on KCAA Radio, 106.5, 102.3 in Riverside FM, and 1050 AM. I'm your host, James Kane, and my inner circle is
Skittles.
Shy.
we're here to give you another brilliant topic and some sports news
Yes.
and a little bit of other news that's just important. Okay, today, hopefully, everyone is having a great Saturday. Nice weather out there. I think they're having a parade out here
Yes.
in San Bernardino. So we wish them well. And if you're at the parade and you're listening right now, thumbs up. Enjoy yourself. Keep a cold bottle of water and let's enjoy our communities. Thank you for that. The third segment of the day will be James and Shiny's weekly sports recap. Second segment will be what we call Reading for the Blind. The first segment, which we call What Do You Think? Today's topic will be What do you know and how to resolve a toxic relationship? Well, let's dive in with the news and nerves from Shy Shy first.
All right, so in the news today, there was a shooting in Mississippi at a homecoming game. There were 4 people killed
sad.
and a dozen injured.
Wow.
4 people were killed and at least a dozen were injured in a shooting that broke out during a homecoming celebration overnight in Leland, Mississippi. According to multiple news reports, the shooting happened at a homecoming football game at Leland High School. Mayor John Lee confirmed. After the game, people gathered away from the campus near the city and shots were fired, Lee told the Times. And the Mississippi Bureau is investigating exactly how this all started. In other news, some Americans are starting to feel the impact of the government shutdown. The Trump administration said over 4,000 workers would be laid off. Farmers have been trying to plan next year's crops and don't have all the tools they need. Some medical services have been curtailed in the native communities, reservations, a federal government shutdown. Just a lot is going on
Yes, it
there.
is.
People who worked in different government agencies on Friday received what will be their last paycheck until the government reopens. So
Wow.
this has been. I went on my Kaiser
Yeah.
actually the other day, and they said that they would be going on strike starting on the 14th, and I was like, wait, so. There are definitely some effects showing up
I
of
need,
the
I need my
shutdown.
Kaiser.
Yeah, I'm like, so what does this mean?
So, as the people that are the ones who employ the politicians, they get to have a cushion while we still have to get up every week, every day, every hour and work. And we can't get adequate health care because they can't agree on passing a bill.
Yeah.
First, I would like to say, how do you shut down a government? Everyone's still going to work. Everyone's still at the White House. Security is still being security. So how do you shut something down because of a disagreement?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, some people, like a lot of people have been laid off that work in these agencies. And the agencies that are affected, it's really sad because the agencies are the Health and Human Services. That's closed. The Treasury Department, over 1,400 people have been laid off. Education Department, Homeland Security, Housing for Urban Development, Commerce, Energy Department, and Environmental Protection Agencies. All these places, you can't get nothing from them right now. But you can pay your student loans.
There you have it. The bill collector collecting bills.
You can still
Exactly.
It's
send them
never
your
off.
money, but don't ask
You
them.
can't shut them down.
Can't
They
call them.
still want that
But if you
currency.
want to call to be like, I'm sorry, but the bill is too high, they're not going to answer the phone because they're not there.
So why you can still get to AI? Now, why is AI still up and running? Full threat. They will tell you all the resource places, but always remember at the bottom it says AI can fool you. So do your own research.
Exactly.
Funny. That's how we're going to go into our first segment today about toxic relationships. Because right now, the citizens and the persons we voted for, put them in office, we have a toxic relationship with them. So let's get into some. Joe is my guest on. Well, please just let me know when she's on. So let's start with you, Skittles.
Oh yes. So first of all, you got to recognize and that you are in a toxic relationship, because when you're in a relationship, you're unaware that it is toxic to you because you do love that person, you do respect that person, and stuff like that. So toxicity
Yes.
isn't always it is the first, especially if you build slowly. Common signs include, you feel small, dismissed, or like your opinions never matter. Lack of trust. Manipulation. One person lies often, twist your words, or use guilt to control you. One sided effect. You're the only constantly apologizing, fixing things, or you're compromising. And then you got emotional roller coaster. And intense high and lows, drama, or walking on eggshells, isolation. They discovered you from seeing friends, family, or pursuing personal goals, feeling drained. Instead of feeling support, you feel exhausted, anxiety, or insecure. Often. So, those are the things that you need to be aware of sometimes in a relationship. Just because you do love that person, you do deserve your peace as well inside the relationship, as of you giving that person their peace. So I'm gonna take it back to you, James, your guest.
She's on.
Yes.
Oh yes. How are you doing today, Wonderland?
Hello.
Well, listeners, this is licensed family therapist Miss Wonderland Lane, and we're right now talking about the toxic relationship. How do you know that you're in a toxic relationship? The behavior and the signs.
Um, Definitely a good topic. Um, so, what have you? I just got on. I have not been listening. So, what have
We right now I would
been
like
discussed?
you to give us a professional view of the behaviors, the symptoms that someone that's going through or don't know they're going through a toxic relationship, you can provide them with some clarity in that.
Okay. All right. Um, so, let me start as I'm going to come from a clinical uh, perspective, and I want to deal with the cycle of the cycle of violence, and violence. Yes, it is the physical, but it can also be the mental and the emotional. And what tends to happen when when we are depending on someone else to complete us and make us happy. And I heard a little bit about some triggers that we can get ourselves caught in this, and so it's so easy to do. I was pulling it up because I want to give just the what it looks like, and so I want to start here. So in this cycle, which is also can be considered the cognitive triangle. And the cognitive triangle is something that I think, good, bad, and different, that produces a feeling. I'm feeling drained. I'm feeling happy. And then that produces my behavior. And so in this toxic relationship, when we are remaining in it because we're not whole and we're dependent on someone else to feel that, we will think that negative thought, I am not well, it's me, why is he or she doing that, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling depressed, I'm going to work harder. And then I remained in there. And so in this, the cycle goes like this. The tension builds. It's created something that's not right, something expectation is not met. An incident happens, so we begin to argue, we have temper tantrums, we walk away, we leave. Then after that, we now are thinking it wasn't that bad. He or she didn't really, they only call me one name and not two. And then we want to connect. So we begin to justify. We begin to not take ownership that no one is supposed to treat me this way. And I begin to feel calm, and I am in my honeymoon phase because I don't want to be without whatever this person is bringing to this relationship. And then it happens again, and it happens again. And then we see individuals remain in this toxic, dysfunctional, unhealthy relationship day in, year after year. And so we must recognize it. And so I want to kind of now go back, because as a therapist, even when I am counseling with couples, I'm always having them to look at their own behavior, work on themselves, because the individual needs to be whole. The other person needs to be whole, because I don't want 50% of nothing. I want 100% all the time. And when we as individuals go into a relationship, this is what I'm bringing to the table. This is what I've dealt with. This is what I'm dealing with. So that other person can say, no, I don't really want to walk this journey with you, so I'm not going to do it. No individual is responsible for any other individual's happiness and their feeling.
Yes.
And that is only, for me, a God thing, myself, that can make me happy. Being in a relationship that is not toxic, I am bringing my best. I want you to bring your best. So whatever situation or incident or challenge, we're going to tackle this together because we are whole individuals. And when I am feeling not at my 100, because you've got me, or she has him, and that's that the balance, because we're not perfect people. I think it's very important, honesty and truth, to be able to speak it and accept someone else's truth. Yes, the logistics, being mature, being caring, and aware that I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or offend anybody when I'm speaking my truth. But there's a scripture says the truth will set us free. And so many relationships that we saw as children, that we've experienced ourselves and are allowed ourselves to remain in toxic relationships that we don't have to. And I'm not saying you walk away, but I am saying it's time to do some individual work and some couple work so that we can heal, that we can have a healthy, functional, happy relationship until God calls us home.
Agree.
Okay, thank you for that. It's something that I wanted to touch on briefly because once I started really looking into what is a toxic relationship, and from my experience, I've never been in a non-toxic relationship. I know it sounds shocking, but I think all or almost all, or we don't want to use the word all, but most Black Americans really all have been in toxic relationships
Agree.
because we can find guilt, shame, feelings, emotional manipulation. You know, you have these young kids growing up now. Everybody wants to be a pimp. Well,
Yeah.
that was the old 70 movies that portrayed black men that way that I didn't see in my household or around my corner. I didn't see none of that. Donald Goins did not live in my neighborhood. He was not the inspiration as I grew up as a young man. But I did go through the stepfather cycle, but he was a great stepfather. He worked every day, and he was with my mom until she passed, 35 years. So I viewed things from that point, but I never got to see my mother and father as a union. I never got that opportunity. And I didn't notice that until I was talking to my mate last night and realized, wow, something that I've been running from for a long time is that how did I develop the skills to not let my kids go through that? All my kids, mothers, we're all great when it comes to the kids. You will never see us having a major bickering, or sometimes we go back and forth because men and women always going to have a difference of opinion. For those who haven't been in long-term relationships, and young people, get ready because women see
Yes.
things sometimes different than men. That's why we have man caves and lady lairs, and hopefully we can all, resolve issues that we have. So the boundaries that I put up, I don't understand if they really should be there because all I know is toxicity. So the boundary I put up, am I giving someone a chance to get close to me, or am I pushing them away is because I grew up at a distance. So someone who's in my situation, because I'd rather explain it about me for those who just only knows toxic relationship, but we're not trying to harm anyone. It's just that's how we were raised. That's what we know. So how can you get someone to understand that and work on themselves when sometimes the person you're trying to work on it with doesn't want to change their view, and then they research it, go to therapy, and then they come back to use it to make their point more valid than yours. You need to change because I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Could you explain to us, Wandalyn, a more clinical term for that?
So, um, number one, thank you for sharing. And I think what you shared, to be open and honest of what I've been through, and this is what I am dealing with. And when I speak about that truth and setting that healthy boundary, you're not going to call me out of my name. Let's just tackle that. In relationship, it is important to have self boundaries, couple boundaries,
Yeah.
friendship boundaries, and when I set that boundary, I don't push the goal post down. It's like, you're not calling me out of my name. And maybe I just need to walk away. I'm not going to engage in that conversation. For instance, I have two predetermined responses that I've lived by and will live by. I don't argue with adults, and I don't get into power struggles with children. And the reason that I don't argue with adults is I respect you as adults, so therefore I demand respect, and whatever I believe, you can't get me to change. You can't force me to change my mind. You can share with me your thoughts and your feelings, but I have my own mind. And that goes back, and I think what you said, James, is doing the work and healing those wounds, because anything that has not been resolved will remain unresolved.
Yeah.
And many of us want to get in relationship because we're wanting that person to, fix this and be that missing piece of something that they had nothing to do with. I've got to be healed. I've got to be whole, because relationship is work, and it's work every day.
Yeah.
Having the maturity, and that's that work of, this is acceptable to me, and this is not acceptable to me. And as we teach our children that, then they will learn to have healthy relationships. But if they see us repeating the same patterns that our parents taught us, now we are growing a generation of repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
There's a scripture, Hosea, I think it's, in all thyself get understanding, get knowledge. I've got to learn how to do relationships. I've got to learn how to communicate with another individual. I don't communicate with my 19-year-old grandson like I do my 11-year-old granddaughter.
Yes.
I've got to know them, understand them, and they've got to know me. And if I don't understand how to resolve conflict in a healthy manner, how to when I've been hurt, to express that without rage and violence and blaming, and then that's where that toxicity continues to perpetuate in the relationship. And I think it's also important, what does relationship means to that individual? If I'm in a relationship with someone and they're all about, it is just work and status and doing this, and then the other person, it's about family and connection, we're not on the same page. So
Yes.
there's going to be problems. And so I think many times, as I've seen over the years, people get in relationships without having true conversations, real conversations, and then they're just they wake up every day, okay, we're going to try this. No, honesty, openness, so that we can decide, number one, is this the relationship that I want to work in? And if I do, this is the work that we're going to be doing in this relationship. And we've got to stop being afraid, hesitating, or thinking that if I don't say it, it won't happen. No, we are talking to each other. We are communicating with each other. I
Well,
know that's a lot.
Yes, it is. That's wonderful because
Thank you.
someone hopefully needed to hear this, and
Yes.
hopefully we can help them understand what a toxic relationship is and also
Yeah.
resolve it. And that's the next thing let's get to because I have a lot to talk about, a short time to do it in. So let's get into the resolving a toxic relationship. Once you know you're in a toxic relationship, how do we, after we come to our mate, we put that boundary there, we let them know, look, something needs to occur. And if they're willing or if they don't choose to, what steps can we make to exit this toxicity?
So, again, a hard process, but not impossible. And I'm gonna just start even with myself. I was widowed young because I got married young, and then I chose. Few years later, another story, but I got married again, but all for all the wrong reasons. And the home, the cars, and all of that was there, but I was crazy as hell, and I'm sure he was too. And I ended up walking away from all of it because my life was and my peace was more important than the things. And a few incidents occurred that I decided that this was not healthy for myself and my children, that peace is more important.
Yes.
So let me pivot. When I'm working with couples, one of the first things that I ask them, do you want to remain in this marriage, or have you decided you are done and checked out? Because that is a different relationship. And no marriage is not irreparable, but we have to be willing to do the work. As the individual, I've got to be willing to take my ownership of what I've brought to this relationship that has not been healthy, and willing to say that I am going to change my thinking, my behavior, so we can have the relationship that we want. We need to decide how do we want to show up as a couple in this relationship. And if we are unwilling to have, number one, those hard conversations, taking ownership of our own behavior, and willing to change so we can have the relationship that we want, it's not going to work. And it's time to go. The only time that I will tell anyone in a marriage or a partnership to leave when there's violence that's involved, because no one should be putting hands on anybody, and everyone should feel safe in their home and not in fear that you're going to be physically hurt.
Great. Thank you for that. Well, Miss Wanda, thank you again for sharing a clinical outlook on
Yes.
toxic relationships. Hopefully, we can do this again because I enjoy speaking with you
Same here.
on
Yeah.
KCAAradio.com and 106.5 and 102.3 and AM 1050. Ms. Wanda, could you please tell the people where they can find you, your number, and any information you would like to share with the listeners?
Yes, thank you. So, my private practice is Insight Services, professional clinical counselors. My physical address is 1254 South Waterman Avenue, Suite 44, San Bernardino, and that is 92408. My phone number is 909-385-3185. You can also plug in online at Insight, INSITE, the number 2.com, and my website will come up and plug and get information and plug in to contact me. And I do give 15 minutes of a free consultation to anyone.
Great. So
Thank you.
there you have it, listeners. Come on down because we all
Yes.
need to talk to somebody.
Yes, we
Remember
do.
the kids when you was on the playground as kids? We used to talk to them too. Remember the days when you used to walk outside, didn't want to go to school, you get the ditch in class because you wanted to talk to somebody.
Yep.
So now you're an adult, you can do the same thing. It's just adult conversation. So thank you again, Wandalyn. And we're going to take a quick break, 20 seconds. Joe, can you take us to break, please?
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, listeners, we're back and we're going to slide this portion over to Shasha so she can give you
Yes.
more information on toxicity in a relationship.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go into talking about emotional safety and support. First and foremost, your boundaries need to be respected in a relationship. They do help you to feel supported and safe. You should make sure you communicate those boundaries clearly, and when they are not respected, if they are being ignored or limited, you need to make sure that you are calling people to hold to your boundaries. You're calling the other person to hold to that boundary, because
Yes.
if you start to allow them to break the boundary, then the boundary, it's no longer going to be valid anymore. So that's a key
So
thing.
yes. So follow through.
Follow through, yeah.
Yes.
And then also, there should be, if there's a lack of trust in the relationship, that also, it doesn't create a safe space. So there needs to be trust, and some confidence in the relationship. And you're also being safe, feeling safe to communicate your feelings about things, and not fearing that the person you're talking to is overreacting or dismissing them or making you feel like you're being too sensitive. And I, like, from personal experience, I'm always being called I'm too sensitive just in my family. So I mean, toxicity could be in a relationship,
Relationship,
or it could be
friendship.
a
Yes.
family relationship,
Yes.
and you just want to feel like there's a safe space
Yes.
to share your feelings.
I agree with that. Solving means ending the relationship, especially if there's ongoing disrespect or abuse. Your emotional or physical safety is at risk. Your communication is not improving. Ending a toxic relationship can be painful, but it often leads to peace and self growth afterwards. Heal and rebuild. Toxic can lead emotional scars. Healing might include leaning on a friend or support groups, or therapy, reconnecting with hobbies and self care. Please, I love my self care. Learning new communications and boundary skills for future relationships. And toxic relationships can be, like Shashay said, friendship, family, or even workplace connection. Recognize the signs early. Setting firm boundaries and violating your self being is the key. Sometimes people can grow and change, but you're never obligated to stay in a harmful relationship to fix it.
So it's basically saying have a relationship with yourself
Yes.
first. Don't be unevenly yoked. We hear that a lot in churches or pastors say, "Oh, don't be evenly yoked." Well, some people that don't even go to church, they can recite things that they done heard over the years and put you to the altar with a stake and say, "Oh, you shouldn't be unevenly yoked. That's your problem." Well, in certain countries, what you call unevenly yoked may not be unevenly yoked. What it is, it's a lifestyle. It's how you was raised, the information that you gathered as a child. Because a lot of us have traumas that we endured in our families before we got into a relationship with others. We first had to learn it inside our environment, which was our home. And then what you learn in your home, you take out and bring it publicly. Some of us don't understand that. They think that whatever my teacher told me, that's the way it should be in black and white. But that's not always true. Sometimes it's the lies my teacher told us
Yeah.
what affects my adulthood. And they didn't have what we have today, the internet. Most prophets didn't even go 40 miles. So a lot of information that you have was their perspective
Yes.
of their area and their kingdom. A lot of them didn't go out and live in the other kingdoms because they were forbidden. Like we said last week about aliens and being an immigrant or a migrant. Most of us have migrated to a different place. That's even inside our own countries. We have migrated our social knowledge into the public realm of someone else's city, state, or even countries. How you go to the Bahamas and someone say, "Oh, that's American," and they watch how you act. So they're gonna say, "Oh, either I like those Americans or foolish Americans." So beware of a toxic relationship, and if you feel you're in one,
Yes.
go to your family if they listening. Go to your support group. It could be someone at work, your work husband, your work wife, or just a friend, a therapist. But get help, talk to someone because everyone loves. But sometimes you can love something but don't care about it
Yes.
because caring is an action of love. And if you don't care about someone and just love them, are you really helping them or are you really in love? So we're going to go to our next segment, which is reading for the blind. Can you read?
Yes,
From
I'm
Shasha?
going to read from First Kings. The first verse is
Can
from.
you do Genesis 42 first?
Oh, that wasn't on there. But
Oh,
I will
Yes,
go
it is.
to.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, no.
it wasn't. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry
Yes,
about that. We're
Genesis
going to go to
42, 1 to
Genesis
11.
42.
42.
And while she's doing that, let me explain. It's
All
going
right.
to speak about Joseph and his brothers, and when they put him in the hole, and then he was captured and or was sold, however you want to place it. He
Okay.
was sent to Egypt, where he became a very powerful man because of his insight and his dreams. So him and his brothers, 10 of them, had a very toxic relationship because who sells their little brother into
Man.
slavery?
Yeah, who does that?
But it backfired on them. It's because Yosef was a very blessed man. So could you read that for us,
Yes.
please? Thank you.
Yes, Genesis 42. I'm going to be reading verses 1 through 11. When Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you just keep looking at each other?" He continued, "I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy some for us so that we may live and not die." Then 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain from Egypt, but Jacob did not send Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with the others, because he was afraid that harm might come to him. So Israel's sons were among those who went to buy grain, for there was famine in the land of Canaan also. Now Joseph was the governor of the land, the person who sold grain to all its people. So when Joseph's brothers arrived, they bowed down to him with their faces to the ground. As soon as Joseph saw his brothers, he recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. "Where do you come from?" he asked. "From the land of Canaan," they replied, "to buy food." Although Joseph recognized his brothers, they did not recognize him. Then he remembered his dreams about them and said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see where our land is unprotected." "No, my lord," they answered. "Your servants have come to buy food. We are all the sons of one man. Your servants are honest men, not spies."
Toxic relationship. Now the 10 who got mad at their brother because he's telling them what his God or who he worships is conveying to him to say to his family. And they put it off is because, first of all, you do not have the firstborn birthright. How can you, as a little one, you little squirt, tell us that we're going to bow down to you? Little did they know that this was going to occur because there's resources. So they had to go out and get these resources. And when they went out to get these resources, now their toxicity in their relationship and family economics came back to haunt them. Now their little brother is over them and he's going to provide for them. But the moral of the story is look how the creator, God, or whoever you work it up, takes your destiny, shapes it, and places you where you should be and puts you over authority, which a lot of that we see deception. See, a lot of us go to church and we get down on ourselves. It's because the bondage. We can't look and see ourselves as what the Bible claims do and don't do. But that bondage is not placed over you. It's because we see a lot of deception and the blessed people of the Bible. And here it is right now, the 12 tribes of Israel, we see deception, guilt, feelings, and shame. And it's how they worked through or work with their creator to build a big nation that's there right now. It doesn't matter how you feel about them. It doesn't matter what our thoughts is. This is a historical event because we do have artifacts. We know about the civilization of Sumer. We know about the Phoenicians. But no, keep reading because let's get to Ahaz and Jezebel.
Oh,
All right, so we're going to read verse 1 Kings 19:2 and then 1 Kings 21:25. So, in 1 Kings 19:2 it says, "So Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah to say, 'May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like that one of them.'" And then as we go to chapter 21, verse 25, it reads, "There was never anyone like Ahab who sold himself to do evil in the eyes of the Lord, urged on by Jezebel, his wife."
We can go back to Genesis where we have Adam and Eve. When God asked Adam, "What did you do?" Adam say, "It was the woman you made for me." Now, in toxic relationship, one of the things we have is the blame,
yes.
where we blame. Now, Ahab, he's doing the same thing because you're the king.
Yes.
Your creator put you into this position, and now you're letting Jezebel come into your kingdom, but she's a Phoenician, which you're unevenly yoked. You done got this woman that's not raised in your custom, your traditions, your God, and you put her over the kingdom.
And she's
And
showing
then,
out.
yes, she is.
Showing out.
And then when the messenger, one of God's blessed, comes in and tells you what's going to happen, not do you think, not nothing. She puts a hit out on him.
Yeah.
And you,
No, this woman did.
when
She
you
sure
understand the Bible, Eliyahu is one of your powerfulest prophets.
Yes.
And we have this woman putting a hit out on him because she had earthly powers and she had resources and she had her husband, the king, as something that he shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
leave it at that, and that gives you a glimpse of what a toxic relationship is spiritually, earthly, physically, and socially, and your occupation. We'll go on a quick break and we'll come back with Shanice and James'
Yes.
weekly sports recap.
Sorry, I didn't see.
Well, we back real quick. We only got a few minutes left.
Yes.
And this has been an insightful Saturday.
has.
So hopefully y'all enjoyed listening to me as I enjoyed talking to you. Shanice,
Yes.
give us a recap of those. I almost said it.
I know.
The Raiders.
Oh my goodness. Come on now. Okay, so the Raiders lost to the Colts 40-6 on October the 5th, following a 25-24 loss to the Chicago Bears in week 4. The game against the Colts was a blowout, with the Raiders offense struggling to score and the defense unable to contain the coach, Jonathan Taylor. The Raiders also recently released a linebacker, Pratt, after the loss.
Toxic relationship. We're not going for this. At least we standing up for
Right.
something.
Right. So Jonathan Taylor had 3 rushing touchdowns for the Colts, and Daniel Jones threw for 2 touchdowns.
Danny Dimes is throwing dimes on the Raiders.
Man, the Raiders' offense was held to a season low point total, and the team had to relay on kicker Daniel Carlson to punt after an injury to their
They even getting their punter blasted. They're fixing blocks and everything. Look, Roberts got more blocks than the Raiders. What is going on?
Man, I'm telling you. So in the week 4, the final score against the Bears was 25-24. Running back Austin had a standout performance with 155 scrimmage
Yeah, that was back-to-back
yards.
losses.
Yes, and 3 total touchdowns. Raiders struggles despite a strong rushing attack. The Raiders were done in by a
And that was
turnover.
against the Bears. So
I know.
we're just letting you know that 2 weeks of disappointment
Yes.
is unacceptable. But as Raider fans, what do? We keep marching on.
Right.
Because we don't have toxic relationship. We have Raider Nation.
Oh,
Do you
wow.
have any and the WNBA, all them girls is out there.
Yeah.
They
Balling.
wildin'. I'm gonna add them in here because they doing good for
Yes,
their
they all look at the Aces.
Yes.
Man, they gave them the right name. Las Vegas is in the house.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the Dodgers.
Yes.
Ah.
Did you see that game? They had me finna drive. I was get on the parade. I was gonna take my cane and put it in the wheel like people in the wheelchair that just roll that thing. Boy, that was gonna be like, yes. I don't trust Tesla with that. What they tell you that
Oh,
you
the
just talk to the phone. Yeah, the self-driving.
Private.
I don't trust myself.
No,
I get
I
in
know.
there. Yeah, I might have the biggest glasses on, but I'm rolling.
I know the Dodgers complete a 3-1 series victory over the Phillies to advance to the NLCS, winning Game 4 with a walk-off 11th inning. The winning ran scored after Phillies. I'm like, threw to a home plate, went wild on a base loaded ground and hit by Andy.
The guy missed him. I
Pages.
feel so
Yes.
bad for him because he missed the tag that he's been making
Making.
probably since middle school. So,
Yes,
but thank you because I'm a Dodger fan. So, go Dodgers. Matter of fact, we pay tonight. So after I'm fitting to. Well, I'm going to. I need to stop that. You know that's that little, talking. What they call ebonics.
Yeah.
Hanging out. You're fitting to. My mother told me, boy, you better stop saying that word. I still say that. Even my daughter say, Daddy ain't fixing to, but hey,
Hey, well, we fixing to. Well, I guess that is the ending for.
Well, we'll wrap
sports.
it up with sports.
Yes.
Thank you again for Shawnee's great sports
Yeah.
view. And we're going to give a hand to Shy.
Yes.
She's going to be virtual. She was going to be home now. She's going to get off the stage and put pressure on me and Shawnee and
right.
the boss. But we love her. And
Yes.
we'll stay strong.
And she'll
and we
still
will
be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Bye.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.